this is a part that feels like it could default to a white actress. Like it's it's set in Schenectady. It just, because most people don't have the imagination to think, oh, we can cast someone from outside of that. But Derek pursued you for this, and I'm curious if that ever came up in the conversations that you guys had about that.
It did not. But I would like to clarify something. I don't think Derek pursued me.
Oh, it seemed that he had. Interesting.
Is that what he told you?
No, well, I was reading the press notes. I haven't actually.
Well, let me tell you, sister,
please,
that this man who is my favorite director of all time, Mr. Derek C. in France, along with Massi Tajuddin, she's my other favorite director.
I was going to say, you might get in trouble for ranking.
I'll take it. It's true. So, I'd met him after Blue Valentine. I was like, I have to meet this person. So I requested a meeting with him. And then at that time, he didn't tell me about the place Beyond the Pines. And then 6 or 8 months later, I hear that there's a script and he's going to direct it and there's possibly a role that's right for me. And I was like, yes. And I tell my agents, tell him I'm in. I want to do it. And they're like, he's not convinced that you're right. And I was like, what?
Oh.
Yes. So then we, set up an audition. And when I went to go meet him at this LA office, I'm from Los Angeles, I said, you know what, can we actually take a ride? Because I don't feel like sitting in a room I don't feel like that's appropriate for this character. I want to show you where I'm from, how I grew up, drive by some places, and give you a little tour. And it was wonderful. We had a couple of hours of getting to know each other, and we went about it, in a very unconventional way, and that's kind of how it happened. But I had to fight for it a little bit. I had to prove it to him a little bit.
Well, you mentioned Massi from last night, and
yes.
Which is an amazing movie. And,
thank you.
And nobody sees it.
Thank you. Can we please give her love? Because that movie is so great. She wrote that and directed it. That was her first time.
I talked to her during Tribeca last year. She's fantastic.
She's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, there's that, and then there's Holy Motors, and you've spent a couple years now seeking out these directors who you find, I assume you find
interesting.
Thank you.
I'm just curious about. I mean, a lot of people, they think they can do that, and then, no one's going to remember that they exist. Like, what makes you seek these people out and then take these series of tiny movies that...
Because it's fun. This is what I really want to do.
Yeah.
This is, of course. And look, it could be a studio film that really does it for me. I loved the other guys. I had a great time on that, and I thought that was a really cool comedy that had subtext to it.
Yeah.
But it's just about working with people that challenge me. It's about doing stuff that I'm proud of. It's been like this for the last few years, so that you even picked that up, I thank you, because I'm really diligently and cautiously looking for the next thing, and I just finished this thing with Larry David I'm so excited about. So, yeah, I'm having a blast doing smaller things.
Yeah. Obviously, Ryan goes further with the physical transformation in this, with the tattoos and the hair and everything. Yeah. But you are also doing kind of a dressing down thing, like, the first scene, wearing a bra, and you got this, crazy early 90s fashion. And I wonder about...
Hideous.
That seems something in common between the two of you in this, that you're interested in kind of taking what people might expect of you from being, beautiful people in the public sense and stripping that down. And I'm curious about what draws you to do that in this.
Well, I always try to do that. Like in every film, even in the big films I've done, there's always a scene I'm not wearing makeup in. There's always a scene, even in Hitch, it was a big romantic comedy. There's a scene the morning after when she wakes up and he's not there. When Will Smith isn't there, that I'm rubbing my eyes to get the mascara down to here, and I have nothing on my face.
Wow.
And that was huge. The people were like, this is a studio movie. And I'm like, can't do that. So I always try to sneak that in because it's more interesting. But anyhow, now I have this opportunity with this film to really strip myself of that, and it's just great because it's real.
Yeah.
Now, if the character required something else, I would do something else for it, but I just want to play this character. And thank you for saying the no bra thing. That was hideous and unattractive, and those jean shorts can be hideous.
The stonewashed.
From the early 90s, those lengths, which were mine, by the way. I've had those for 20 years.
Wow.
I've had those jean shorts from 20 years from high school.
Most people are pretty proud to fit in the clothes they wore in high school, so you can be proud of that.
Oh, yeah, too, but I lost weight for the movie, though. I did, because I wanted her to feel a little not nurtured and just kind of unnourished, I should say. And so I went for the very unattractive, no bra, slouchy. I just did a lot with her body language and her choice of clothes, and the fact that this takes place in the early 90s really helped me out with the unattractive nature of the world.
Some unfortunate fashion choices.